That night, I told Hijikata-san and the captains what Sakamoto-san had told me. Which is a bunch of, I don't know.
なるほど。行動さんは西国にいたと。
その話、信じても構わんのかな。
ま、嘘を言う理由はねえだろうな。西国か。道理で見つからねえはずだ。
西国というだけでは手がかりとしては少し弱いですね。雪村君、坂本からさらに情報を引き出すことはできますか？
Well, not really.
何も患者のような真似をしろと言っているのではありません。坂本から頼りがあればできるだけ会うようにして、その際にそれとなく探りを入れてくれればいいのです。
Casually, son-on-son. What is casual about questions relating to anything, really?
いいですね。
Hey. Technically, he was asking me. But Son-on-son's words possess a sense of force behind him, as if he's obligating me to comply. I don't think I could ever do something like extract information from Sakamoto-san. However, I probably would be able to do something, like today, where I get enough to satisfy everyone. Hai. Wakatta. Today, Sakamoto and I shared a secret with each other. I can't say I didn't feel guilty about it. But I'm able to continue meeting Sakamoto-san and speaking with him. For some reason, I couldn't help but feel giddy, and I left the common room after bowing to the men. Just around the time I had my meeting with Sakamoto-san, the Shinsengumi had received official orders from the shogun to guard the notice board that was vandalized by the Sanjo Hashi Bridge. Harada, who was guarding the notice board on the night of, had arrested the culprits. However, there supposedly was a woman who'd caused trouble for him. According to Harada, that person looked just like me, but thanks to the numerous men who'd vouched for me, corroborating the story that I'd been elsewhere, no one actually suspected me, but still. The thought of someone else out there who shared my appearance left me disturbed. What now? It was the year end of 1866. Lord Yoshinobu had inherited the position of Shogun Yamochi, who passed away in the summer and had been appointed the 15th shogun. Only 20 days after Lord Yoshinobu had been officially inaugurated as the new shogun, the emperor suddenly passed away. It was especially hard on the emperor's younger sister, Kazunomiya, who had been married to Lord Yamochi and was intended to be a symbol of imperial unification, but everyone on both sides was shocked by his death. He was succeeded by the imperial prince, a young boy of only 15 years. In the turmoil, the activities of the Choshu domain went uninvestigated. The entire country of Japan found itself thrust into rapid motion. All right, chapter 4. Oh. So, let's see. We're skipping this. We're asking Kauda here if she's been near the Sanjo Bridge and the board while at nighttime and assisting whatever hell is going on. And she left. She denies everything. We kind of let her go because Okita was distracted, questioning us, and be like, "Are you just going easy on her because she's a girl or what?" I'm gonna skip. I'm not even gonna attempt to do this again. Secrets, secrets, secrets.
まあ彼
Alright, so give me my first round of questions. We're thinking about, we're worried about the soldiers. What about the feelings of those who were being left behind? I wanted to know how the people in the Shinsengumi felt about Ito and his followers leaving. I decided it was best to ask someone close to the people who were leaving. Have we had this before? Hold on. Someone close to the people who were leaving. Perhaps it would be best for me to talk to someone who were close to Heisuke and Saito. I'd only known them since I'd come to Kyo, and their departure was making me miserable. The rest of the Shinsengumi had known them for much, much longer. How were those closest to them feeling? As I was trying to think of who to talk to first, Nagakura and Harada walked out of the common room.
お、昨日は大変だったな。
もう動いても平気なのか。
I'm alright.
怪我の様子はどうなんだ。結構深い傷だっただろう。
Well, it wasn't as deep as it originally seemed. I'm sure it'll heal soon.
そっか。そりゃよかった。女の肌に傷が残っちまったとなりゃ詫びようがねえからな。
The genuine concern on their faces warmed my heart. They were good men. All of the captains were good men, which only made it that much more heartbreaking that some of them were leaving us.
しかしほんと、昨べはひでえ夜だったな。伊藤さんにゃとうとう羅刹のことを知られちまうし。
About Ito-san.
Hmm?
How do you guys feel about Heisuke and Saito-san? About them leaving, I mean.
なあ、そのことか。平助のやつがあそこまで白状者だとは思わなかったな。あいつ、俺たちに一言もなかったんだぜ。ぶっ殺すぞ、ったくよ。
まあ、あいつもあいつで悩んでたんだろ
う。悩んだ挙句に出した結論があれかよ。今まであんだけ面倒見てやったのに。
ただこねたってしょうがねえだろうが、同僚の小さいやつだな。
ところでよ、近頃の近藤さんのことどう思う？
Kondo-san? What do you mean? Kondo-san didn't seem any different to me than he had the first day I met him.
最近の近藤さん、ちょっと気取ってねえか？幕府のお偉いさんとちょくちょく会うようになったせいかわからないけどよ。伊藤派のことだって、あの人が伊藤さん伊藤さんって甘やかしたから付き上がったと思うんだよな。
Do you disagree with the chief and the commander?
いや、そうじゃねえんだけどよ。
You just think it's getting to his head a little.
まあ、あの嫌味な伊藤が出ていくのはせいせいしてるんだぜ。
I think you pissed most of you captains off.
しかし、いずれ敵対することにはなるだろうな。伊藤さんのとことは。
Harada's words struck me as unpleasantly prescient. Wait. Presentient? Although I didn't know why. Crossing swords. But why?
伊藤さんたちが今後どこの後ろ盾を得て動くつもりなのかはわからねえが、尊上派とつながりを持ちてえんなら元新選組なんて肩書きは邪魔にしかならねえからな。
What will you do if we do have to fight them?
決まってんだろ。 敵に回るようなら切る。
それが新選組だ。
って言うだろうな、土方さんならよ。
Nagakura scratched his head out of frustration.
けどな、いざあいつらと戦うことになったらどうなるんだろうな。
不定老師を切るのとは話が違うしな。本気でやり合えるかどうかはわからねえ。
Their voices had faded to little more than a murmur. I couldn't ask anymore. My wound healed completely soon afterwards, but I kept the bandages on. I continue on. They left. I think at some point Takada also left. Another spring had come and gone. Perhaps it was because the rainy season came rather early this year, but the sky shined a radiant blue above rather than the usual gray haze. I think this is all of it. A clear day was a rare occurrence this time of year, so I was doing some of the laundry that had been piling up. Between the warriors' uniforms, the collars for their kimonos, the undershirts, the socks, and the handkerchiefs, there was a massive load. Hanging all the article of clothing was exhausting because of their sheer volume. There has to be at least like 100 to 200 men, maybe. I'm not sure how big the Shinsengumi was at this point. Maybe 500. I'm not sure because we just split off. I'd hoped that I could be close to finishing all by the time lunch rolled around. Just then.
くそ、誰なんだよ。人手が足りなくて大変なこの時期に引っ越しなんて言い出しやがった野郎は。
お前な、何百回文句垂れれば気が済むんだ。
そんなこと言われたってよ。巡察で朝から晩までこき使われるし、大使どもの稽古もつけなきゃならねえし。ほんと、人使いが荒いにも程があるぜ。せめて新入りの大使連中が使い物になりゃまだマシなんだけどよ。
Listening nearby were Soma and Nomura, who were wincing from Nagakura's tirade.
申し訳ありません、長倉さん。何か俺に手伝いそうなことないっすか？何でもします。
バカ野郎、お前らが使い物になるんだったら遠慮なくこき使ったのに決まってるだろうが。
Oh God.
すいません、努力します。
あんまり深刻に通るなよ。新八のやつ、イラついててお前らに当たり散らしてるだけなんだから。
It looked to me as though the men were exhausted with the increase in responsibilities. That came as a result of of Ito's faction's departure. Harada looked at me.
お、洗濯の最中か？なんなら手伝おうか？
Yeah, I'm almost finished, so I'm fine.
相馬も野村も気が利かねえな。こういう時は真っ先に手伝いますって言うもんだろうが。
Bird brains.
すいません、すぐ。俺も手伝います。
No, seriously, I'm alright. Thanks to the help from Soma and Nomura, I was able to finish doing the laundry way faster than I had anticipated, but ever since Saito and Heisuke left, I noticed Harada and Nagakura looking more glum lately. It also seemed as if Okita's health was worsening as well. What was going to become of all of us? There was no one left in the compounds, and it looked so spacious in its emptiness. I let out a sigh. No point in being depressed. I was sure that the captives had been feeling even worse about it than I did. I wanted to improve my mood, so I took a deep breath when...
Olga! Oreja! Sakamoto Ryoma ja!
That voice, could it be? But there's no way he'd be here.
おい、そこの不審な男、ここがどこだか分かっているのか。勝手に豚書に入ってくるな。
I mean, Soma's correct.
きやき。今の声はあいつにも聞こえちゅうはずやき。そのうち出てくるちや。
Sakamoto-san? I caught sight of his flowy hair. It was him. But what was he doing here? As my voice cracks. As I recalled what had happened the last time he visited the compounds, I began to panic.
雪村先輩、知り合いなんですか？
Kinda.
一言じゃ表せんような深い仲よ。いや。
Yeah, it really can't be. Stop saying things like that. You'll give off the wrong impression. Anyways, what are you doing here? Did you have business with the warriors?
いや、ちっくと今日に来る用事があったき、寄ってみただけやき。言うても、ここじゃ話せんき。外行って話そうや。
He grabbed me by the arm and he tried to lead the both of us outside of the compounds. Mate! I can't go out by myself! However, Sakamoto-san paid my words no heed and he turned to face Soma.
こいつは借りていくぜよ。すぐに戻ると土方に伝えちょいてくれ。ほんなら行くぜよ。
Mate! Sakamoto-san! I really can't... I couldn't resist him. And so he took me out of the Nishihowaji temple. Oh god, we're being dragged. Shortly after, I found myself taking a leisurely stroll through the town of Kyo with him. No. Sakamoto-san, I think we should go back. I'll get in trouble later.
大丈夫やき。俺が後で一緒に怒られちゃう。
You fucking troublemaker. That's no better at all. Ugh.
俺から何か役に立つ情報を聞きたいたら、あいつらにうるそう言われんと済むがやろ。
Well, that may be true, but... That's not enough of a reason for me to leave the compounds without a word! Sakamoto-san laughed, his whole body shaking heavily.
おまんは浮かない顔しちゅうより、そうやって怒っちゅう方がええ。
I felt my heart pound as his eyes thinned. Being told that I look better when I'm angry and also you putting down my sad face doesn't make me happier. I felt myself blushing and I looked away.
まあ、そうか。おまんはどんな顔しちゅう時でも可愛いき。
Like I said, whenever I spend time with Sakamoto-san, I find myself drawn into his wit and candor. There was no way I could keep my composure. Eventually, we passed by a shop which caught Sakamoto-san's eye.
お、かんざしや。一つ紅茶ろうか。
いいえ。
遠慮する必要ないき。これらおまんに似合いそうやけんど。
Sakamoto-san reached for a beautiful dragonfly hairpin, and he placed it gently into my hair.
ああ、やっぱり似合う。自分の見立ての良さに自分でも驚くにゃ。
Why wasn't this a CG? I'd love to see it, but fuck. His tendency to contemplate me with his warm, charming voice never failed to make my heart skip a beat. Even if you bought it for me, I couldn't just bring it back into the compounds. Sakamoto-san stared deeply into my eyes, and I caught my own reflection from looking into his. And then...
ああ、そうか。年頃の娘に男の格好をさせて閉じ込めちょくらで。新選組の奴らもひどい真似するにゃ。
へえ He returned the hairpin to its original place, and we continued walking.
のあ、どっか行きたいところはあるかい？せっかくやき、見たいところを片っ端から見て回ることにしようや。
No, Stop worrying about me. How about you? Are you alright? I hear that many people are after you.
大丈夫やろ。俺はこれからの日本に必要な男やき。日本が俺を死なせたりせんろ。
You have no idea what you're saying. Although I didn't agree totally with what he said. I was thinking about how he had survived back at the Terada Inn. It really did seem... It really did seem like he was born for something special, possessing an extraordinary sense of luck that made him seem invincible. Maybe Sakamoto-san was rubbing off on me. It felt quite strange to think about him like this.